Okay, you ready? What are you drinking?
My veggie juice.
Ooh, okay. I'm not gonna have any of that.
Um,
Ugh, that looks terrible.
no, Leah Parks. Food.
Okay, welcome back to my channel, everybody. I am so excited because we have a very special guest today. Everybody should know who this man is because you've probably seen him or heard him. He's absolutely wonderful. But in the instance, you've been living under a rock and have not heard of Ben. Ben, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi there. I'm Benjamin Fuchs, formulator of True Skin Health products. I'm a registered pharmacist, cosmetic chemist, nutritionist. I do a lot of media stuff, internet stuff, radio stuff, television stuff. But my real love is the skin. I talk a lot about the body, but I see the skin, as silly as this sounds, I see the skin as being part of the body. And I say that's silly because we kind of give lip service to the skin as being an organ, but we don't really treat it as an organ. And I find most of the ways we treat the skin, either through products or through dermatological procedures or through drugs or through surgeries or injections, etc., to be very disrespectful. Disrespectful to the organ that I love so much. I don't love it like from a beauty perspective because I'm a guy and I'm not necessarily into all that stuff, but I love it from a chemistry perspective. I've dedicated my life to helping people understand the skin, and I've dedicated my life to helping people understand how to take care of the skin, and I've dedicated my life to creating products that help people.
I think what's really great, speaking to what you just said, is I think now more and more people are understanding, probably a lot to do with you, the chemistry of the skin and why it's not just a beauty thing. They actually want to understand what they're putting on their skin, how it's actually helping, why it totally is transforming the skin. So I think it's really, really great what you're doing. So perfect. So I have a lot of questions for you. And a lot of these actually came from our Facebook group. So I highly recommend, if you are not already in our Facebook group, go over. It's Beauty and Skincare Talk. And yeah, a lot of really wonderful women had a lot to ask you. So first question.
I join your Facebook page.
Yes, absolutely.
Join it, and then people can ask me questions. Is that okay? If people ask me questions.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so join it today.
Perfect. I will accept you. Okay, so the first question is what is the biggest skincare myth that drives you crazy? Something you routinely get asked that is just not true, which I feel like there's a lot of that stuff. I have plenty of my own, but what's your favorite fake news?
Is the myth of sunscreen. I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. The myth of sunscreens. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest pet peeve I have. The myth of eye creams. That's another one. Or the myth of products for special areas of the skin. Mm-hmm. Neck creams, foot creams, hand creams, eye creams. Skin is skin no matter where it is. Now, it turns out the skin is thinner here than it is on your feet, say, or on your back. The skin is the same wherever it is. And it doesn't. You don't need a special eye cream or foot cream or chin cream or knee cream or lip cream or whatever if you're really addressing the cells. Because a keratinocyte is a keratinocyte is a keratinocyte. Skin cell is a skin cell is a skin cell, whether it's on the bottom of your foot or on your butt or on under your eye or wherever. It's a skin cell. That's the first myth, the myth of the eye cream, we'll say. Second is the myth of sunscreens. Now, when I had my compounding pharmacy, and that's how I learned how to do all these, I had a wound healing pharmacy where I would have to fill prescriptions for sunscreen sometimes. And when I ordered a sunscreen, it would have a skull and crossbones on it, like death, like poison, like on it. I'm like, I would wear gloves when I went, and I put a mask on, and I'd make my prescription sunscreen product under the hood. And if I were to, God forbid, drink it or ingest it, which I would never do, I would have to get my stomach pumped and I would die. Now, I understand you're just putting it on your skin, but do you really want that kind of toxicity on your skin? Not only that, last month, the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, came out with an article, a study that showed that one application of a sunscreen ends up in your blood. And this is something that has a skull and crossbones, and that's one application. What you want to do is you want to protect your skin from the inside out, and nutrition is always the key. And that's my pet peeve. I'll tell you about in a second here. But if you want to protect yourself topically, use zinc oxide.
Yes, that's all I use.
Oxide. Okay, zinc oxide. All right, now the third myth is the idea that you can take care of skin problems by just using skin products. Because it's an organ, you've got to address it nutritionally, primarily. That is, you got to make sure you have essential fatty acids if you have dry skin. You got to make sure you're using vitamin C if you have thinning skin. You got to make sure that you're using zinc if you have acne, or vitamin A if you have acne. You got to make sure that you're getting phytonutrients if you're more sensitive to the sun. You got to make sure you're using digestive enzymes and probiotics and taking care of the digestive system if you have eczema or if you have rosacea. This idea that I just put a skin product on the surface of my skin.
One myth that I always hear, which is you can't mix vitamin A and vitamin C, which I know some of your products, and I literally probably get this daily. So it'd be so wonderful if you could, kind of put that to rest.
Chemist and somebody who's been doing skincare now for 30 plus years, I can always tell when somebody's full of baloney or not. There's certain things I hear them say that, and I don't, I don't want to insult anybody, and I don't. When I hear certain things, or when I look at an ingredient deck on a product, I know if that company's full of baloney. So one of those things is vitamin A and vitamin C. Vitamin A and vitamin C are perfect together. The ideal pair together. In fact, in our retinol product, or our Truth Retinol Gel, which is 5%, 5.0%, unheard of in the business, retinol, and we also have 1% retinol. I put 25% vitamin C in there. And I don't know why they would say something that silly, but I've heard even dermatologists say that, and I've heard skincare professionals say that. So let me be clear here, and I'm giving you what I'm telling you here comes from 30 plus years, 35 years of background compounding products for medicinally for physicians as a pharmacist, and compounding products and creating products for end users, as well as studying voraciously about how chemistry works.
Put that to rest. You can absolutely put a vitamin C and a vitamin A. Next time somebody asks me, I'm going to say, Ben said so.
Absolutely, 100%.
So a lot of questions we received had a ton to do with nutrition, which I think you speak beautifully on. And a lot of people just want to know what you take every day internally. They kind of want to mirror what you do. I'm not doing that.
Yummy.
No. Okay. Anything else?
You know what the green is? The green is a woman's favorite mineral. Chlorophyll, it's magnesium. Which has a magnesium element in there. Magnesium is very important for a woman's menstrual cycle. It's important for migraine headaches. It's important for the heart, the circulatory system. It's important for detox. Anyway, so I could tell you what I do a lot of. Everybody really needs to tailor their own nutritional supplement program. Personally, I focus on fats. So I make sure I do essential fatty acids in generous amounts every day, and fatty vitamins. Coenzyme Q10, ubiquinol. I do vitamin A, 20,000 IU a day, alpha lipoic acid. I mean, I have a whole supplement program.
Yeah, do you take like pre and probiotics as well?
I take, I do a smoothie every day, and I grind up flax seeds. You're laughing. I grind up flax seeds. I grind up about 20 to 30 grams of flax seeds. Flax seeds are amazing for the skin, and they're amazing for women for a couple reasons. Number one, they're a great source of a very rare, or not very rare, but a hard to find omega fatty acid, omega fatty acid. That's really important for cleaning out the digestive tract. So I take a prebiotic. Fiber is a great prebiotic. And then I make sure I do a copious amount, 100 billion to maybe 150 billion units of good probiotic every day. I use either Visbiome or Garden of Life. And then I do foods as much as possible. So yes, I do prebiotics, probiotics, and bone broth protein, hyaluronic acid, my collagen recovery complex, my fulvic minerals. I've been supplementing for a long, long time. So I was a weightlifter, so that was a long time ago, but I learned about the power of supplementation back then, and I've been supplementing. Now I'm almost 60, so 40 years, or almost 40 years.
Do you have any of those photos you can share with us as well?
Shoulder photos? I don't want to freak anybody out, though.
Maybe next time. Okay, wonderful. So, the next question was, the omega-6, I had a question about, do you recommend any other moisturizer? She currently uses the C serum and the...
Now you took me back to the pet peeves. There's no such thing as a moisturizer.
Okay, so skin hydration.
Hydrate but you can't hydrate. You can't hydrate it by putting something on top of it, unless you're occluding. You know what occluding? Yeah, if you occlude it, if you cover it up, you might trap some water, but then you shut down your natural moisture factor, so it's counterproductive. This is why people get addicted to their moisturizer. It's a word. You can't what you want to do is if you want to moisturize the skin, or you want hydrated skin, you support the production of connective tissue and moisturizers. And you do that with alpha hydroxy acids, you do it with retinol, you do it with vitamin C topically, and you do it internally with essential fatty acids and vitamin A and certain other nutrients, zinc. Hydrated or a dry skin. Okay, Leah, listen to this out. Everybody has dry skin, right? This is why I want people to understand. Dry skin is unhealthy skin. Right. It's a sign of disease. Now, it's not like heart disease, but it's a sign of pathology. You're not making up moisture factors. You're not growing an effective skin barrier. And as far as hydration in the lower levels of the skin go, you're not making enough connective tissue. And by the way, check this out. We don't know when we have dry skin. You can't tell when you have dry skin. What you perceive as dry skin, and when you say, oh, my skin's dry, is hard skin, the hardness. And that's why you think a moisturizer works, because a moisturizer softens. That's a lie. That's a deceit. It's misleading. And it's something that we've all been taught to believe generally, that when we soften our skin, we moisturize our skin. Moisture is not soft. Moisture is water. Water is very, very irritating to the skin. And that's when you take a bath or you go swimming, you know, when you come out, you're all pruny and wrinkly. 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes in the bathtub. But if you did it for an hour, you'd have a water burn, or 2 hours or 3 hours. You'd have a water burn, because water is very irritating to the skin. So moisturization is a silly idea. That's probably top of my pet peeves. I didn't think of it, but now that you're bringing it up, what we want to do is we want to hydrate the skin from the inside out, and you do it from two directions. When I say the inside out, I mean internally with nutrition, but also topically, the acids, with vitamin C and with retinol. Those are the big three. Topical, and you could probably throw in, if you want to throw in a couple other things, you could throw in some minerals, and you could throw in some other fatty vitamins. Those are really active ingredients. You know, if you go to Sephora, or you go to, you know, some department store and see all these products, you would think there was 8 zillion different ingredients that do something for your skin. No, they address the cell of the skin, not the tissue. See, we don't make that distinction. The body is made up of cells and stuff, like raisin bread. You know, if you have raisin bread, what are the two components of raisin bread?
Raisins and yeast.
No, raisins and bread. That's what the body is. It's raisins and bread, except we don't call it raisins and bread. We call it cells and stuff. Actually, the stuff is called extracellular matrix. Right? The extracellular matrix, i.e. the stuff, i.e. the bread, comes out of the raisins. It comes out of the cells. So if you have lousy bread, where do you think you want to work? Do you want to work in the bread, or do you want to work in the raisins? You want to work in the raisins. And the raisins don't need a lot of ingredients.
Right.
There's only a few ingredients that the raisins respond to. You get the analogy I'm making here between raisins and cells and bread and tissue. You want the level of the raisin, and the raisin has evolved over 3.5 billion years to work with a select amount of ingredients.
Are you telling her that she should not buy a moisturizer? She should just do more?
I'm actually saying that a classic moisturizer will suppress your moisture factors, suppress your skin's ability to stay healthy. What happens, and this we know this from I worked. You probably know this, but I started my career in the skincare world, skincare field, working for Blistex. The guy who invented Blistex was my professor in pharmacy school, and I ended up, instead of getting my internship hours in drugstores like my fellow students did, I got my internship hours in the Blistex lab. Learning about lips and learning about lip products and making lip products and learning about the skin and studying. This is how I got into the skincare world. And one of my jobs is to go to the library and research the lips. Lips are loaded in these biomolecules that absorb water. Because think about it, lips stick out, right? So nature has protected them with all of these molecules that absorb water, because they're susceptible to wind and dryness, because they're sticking out a little bit, right? So there's lots of these natural moisture factors, they call them, in the lips. And when you put on Blistex or chapstick or wax on the surface, you suppress those natural moisture factors. And then when Blistex wears off, guess what you have to do?
Reapply.
You got to reapply. And that suppresses them more, and you got to reapply, and that suppresses them more, and on. You get addicted to your lipstick or your chapstick. You use a moisturizer. We get addicted to our moisturizer, and the more we need, the more we have. You noticed this? The more you need, the more you use. Because what you're doing is shutting down your natural moisture factors. Let's turn on the production of moisture factors. So all of the strategies are about, my favorite word in biochemistry, upregulation. That word, I always have to explain it because it's kind of hard to understand, but to biochemists, that means making things happen, making things go. So I want to upregulate moisture factors. I want to upregulate skin cell growth. I want to upregulate collagen production. I want to upregulate fibroblastic growth. I want to upregulate all the biochemistry in the skin, and that's how you moisturize the skin. To put stuff on the surface of our skin and go, oh, that feels nice.
It feels nice.
Right? So what are you doing? What are you feeling? You're not having changed your skin. You're feeling the wax. You're feeling
silicones, things like that.
All of it. So you haven't changed the condition of your skin. Worse, you've suppressed your skin's natural production of healthy molecules, specifically the natural moisture factor, but other things too. I'm a healthcare professional. I don't want to play that game. I'm concerned about the health of the organ called the skin.
So how do you feel about moisturizers? I'm going to use that term loosely because I don't want to upset you, but moisturizers that then contain like active ingredients, like a little sprinkle of retinol in a moisturizer. I know a lot of companies formulate with that.
Yeah, why do you need water? Why do you need the emulsifying wax? Why do you need the acetyl alcohol? Why do you need the stearyl alcohol? Why do you need the propylene glycol? Why do you need the preservative? Why do you need all those things? Why are you putting stuff on your skin that you don't need? Why are you paying for stuff that you don't need? Yeah, okay, the package is pretty, but you know, this is a beautiful thing. You want to honor it. Great, Cindy Crawford, the movie star, the doctor with the white coat is recommending that's all wonderful, and the acetyl alcohol, you know, and the pretty package and all the stuff in the product, fine, but it's disrespectful. It's not.
I agree.
And that's what we look at. We want to be kind to ourselves, and we want to be kind to the skin.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. Next question is, do you have any product launches coming in 2020? They want more truth.
Oh, yes, we have all kinds of exciting stuff coming. In fact, I wonder if I should send you some samples. You want to try some samples?
Yes, of course I do.
Try my Xeno sunblock.
Yes. Well, so like you, so sunblock for me, it has to be like all zinc or I can't do it. Like I will wear no SPF. I know now I'm gonna get a lot of flack. I will wear no SPF before I wear anything else if it's not all zinc.
We'll get you some of it's zinc and vitamin C are the active ingredients.
Oh, I can do that.
No preservatives. It's a very nice little product. It's great for healing. It's just a good product.
I had a lot of questions about your supplements. How do they compare, or why are they better than something you can go to Target and get?
Doses. Everything I do is about doses. In pharmacy, we say the dose makes the medicine. In a product, I am putting huge doses. I'm putting the maximum doses that I could put in there, and then because I want to get benefit. I want my client to get benefits and right away. So, for example, with my vitamin A, I'm putting 10,000 IU of vitamin A. Nobody puts 10,000 IU of vitamin A in a supplement. I mean, it's like N-acetylcysteine, 400 IU. When I'm putting in vitamin B5, I'm putting 1,000 milligrams of vitamin B. My doses are kick butt, and my formulations come out of my 30-plus years of the products. I don't do window dressing. Look at this and a little speck of that. That's not how I operate. So my whole goal is I want my product to do one thing, because I come from the world of pharmacy. I'm not coming from the world of cosmetic chemistry. I'm coming from pharmacy. Drugstore and get your antibiotic, you get your birth control pill, you get your high blood pressure medicine, you get your whatever. What's the one thing you want it to do? One thing only.
Work.
When you get your skincare product, what's the one thing you want it to do?
To work.
To me, skincare is medicine. I look at it in the same way. I want my patient to know that product works. I want to take collagen recovery complex and say, oh my God, my nails are getting stronger. My hair is getting better. With that repair complex, because it's made for the liver, you get better liver functioning, which means you don't get hangovers. Whoever drinks out there, your blemish repair complex will help you. You'll be able to drink more without getting a hangover, and you won't get a hangover. Or if you take it after you go out drinking, you're likely to have less of a hangover. Why?
That's awesome.
Because blemish repair complex is a liver supplement as much as it's a skin supplement. So I want my client to get major benefits from my products. And once again, it comes down to that word, RESPECT, respect.
My favorite's the Fulvic Cellular Repair, because I tell everybody they need to be taking that. I love it so much. I've talked about it before on my YouTube channel. And what you formulated in that, I have looked at tons of other supplements, because, a lot of people are like, I don't want to spend that much. I'm like, you will not find this ingredient list and anything else. And I actually searched for 2 days to try and find a comparable product, and I couldn't. And that's one of my favorites.
And by the way, the blend of minerals is in our biomimetic mineral mist. So you're spraying those electrical minerals is what they are. They're electrolytes, technically, and you're spraying those on your face. They act as transdermal penetrants to help everything, all the other active ingredients you're mixing in with them, get pulled into the lower levels of the skin. Magnetic attractors to improve penetration of active ingredients into the skin.
Yeah, the esthetician that works for Truth Treatments, she did an education on that, and that was so enlightening to hear about, how, the minerals and taking them, and we just don't get them in our food anymore. So taking them from that supplement is, really important, really key. So that was fun.
Those are the active ingredients in vegetables, basically. It should be in the vegetables, but because of soil depletion and acid rain and pesticides and fertilizers, they're not in the soil. So when you take them orally, you take them supplementally, I should say, you're getting what you should be getting in vegetables.
And another great question, what should somebody take internally and externally for melasma?
Melasma is a hormonal issue, cortisol and estrogen primarily. Estrogen is known as female hormone, but it's really a stress hormone. And cortisol, everybody knows, is stress hormone. So you want to do a few things. First of all, nutritionally, vitamin E, vitamin A, progesterone. Progesterone is not really a supplement, but it antagonizes estrogen. Keeping your blood sugar stable to keep your cortisol low is another strategy. So basically, you want to regard it as a sign that you're making too much toxic estrogen. Estrogen has to be eliminated out of the body very quickly, but because the body breaks it down in stages, 2 stages, wreak a lot of havoc in the body. Endometriosis, fibromyalgia, cysts, fibroids, insomnia, anxiety. I mean, cancer. Estrogen can be a real big problem, but cortisol or melasma is a sign of that. And also stress hormone, cortisol, because pigmentation is one of the ways, interestingly, pigmentation is part of the protective response. Pigmentation is a sign that the body is protecting itself, and cortisol tells the body to protect itself. Pigmenting in this stress mode, this defense mode. So calming things down with nutrients, as I say, vitamin E and vitamin A and progesterone, and then calming it down psychologically. And then also topically, you can use retinol and alpha hydroxy acids. Our Truth Retinol 5% gel is a great skin lightener. Our Truth Roller is a great skin lightener. Vitamin C in all its forms is a great skin lightener. Alpha hydroxy acids in our age energizing exfoliator, our skin peels, is another great skin lightener. Regular, using fiber, probiotics, improving liver function. If you have a gallbladder, you're especially prone towards estrogen problems because estrogen is eliminated through bile. So make sure you're supporting the bile system.
I was going to bring this up earlier when I asked about, is there anything new for 2020? And this may not have happened in 2020, but I don't think a lot of people know that now Truth Treatments are in a lot of med spas, and now that you guys do back bar and you do peels and treatments and things like that. So are you guys like nationwide right now, or for like a lot of people, where can they find you?
Oh, no, we're all over. We're nationwide, but of course we can. Leah, you have a great website, and I encourage people to buy products from you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you. Yeah.
By the way, we get all kinds of compliments about you and all compliments about business and about your service, and I totally understand why.
Well, thank you. It means a lot to me. Yeah, we try. We, just like you, we care about people and we just want the best for them. So I appreciate that. That's why Truth Treatments was a no-brainer when partnering and finding like the best skincare products. We had to have you guys. So. Yeah, absolutely. Good. Yeah, it was so much fun. Well, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, let me know and I will relay, and then we'll do another video.
Thank you, Leah. Have a great day.
Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.